The Summit Premier League is now a month into the season, and Lynn has with her the league record secretary Nick Newey, who will give us a review of the opening few weeks.
Thank you, Mel. Nick, you're 4 weeks into the season of the Summit Garage Premier League. Who's making the early news in the Summit Premier Division?
Well, in the Premier Division, Lynn, the top of the table at the moment is Tamworth in Arden, joint with Woodfield and King George V. Tamworth have got the slightly better aggregates at the moment of plus 80. Woodfield on plus 61, King George V on plus 48. They've all won one away game. Tamworth obviously winning at Nordley Liberals, Woodfield also winning at Nordley Liberals, which unfortunately puts Nordley Liberals in a little bit of a precarious position at the bottom there without a win yet. I feel that they'll probably get their first win this week against the Greville. It's going to be a big ask for them because the Greville obviously a very good team, and I think that their green knowledge will prevail, but they've got to start searching for some away wins. They're a capable outfit, but they could be in a very, very difficult position unless they start to win some away games soon. So, yeah, Tamworth at the top, Woodfield, KGV at the moment.
Yeah, I think we've discussed on many occasions that the team that is going to pick up the most away wins is going to be the team that's to be reckoned with, really. It's a very tough division, the Premier Division, and not too many away wins to be had. And as you rightly say, Nordley Liberals, whilst they're being a strong team, they face a few challenging weeks ahead.
Definitely, definitely. I think that last season we noticed as well there was a lot of good teams that lost a home game. Might have only lost one. We lost at home. M&B lost to town, Chadmore lost to town, the George lost to town. All teams who you wouldn't normally expect to lose home games, but the format of 8-a-side, I think, does, it's a very tight match, 8 games, and it's easy. You get one bad card, maybe 2 bad cards, and you're in a very, very difficult position. So it's not over yet. I think there's a lot of teams that are going to be looking for picking up those little away wins where they can. Obviously, Nordley got a bit of work to do now. Windmill last year lost a couple of home games, put themselves in a bit of a dodgy position. Langley, unfortunately, at the bottom, just won the one game, which was against Woodfield. And thought I'd remind everybody of that one. But those are the places where people may be looking to pick up. I'm sure those teams will have something to say about it, but those are the games where I think people will be looking to pick up the away wins. So we'll see how it pans out.
Yeah, and a lot of balls to be sent still, obviously, so it can all change. The 2008 season has seen a new league, a new Division 1 formed this year, consisting of 14 new teams. Who's looking like early season favourites in that division for promotion to the Premier, Nick?
Well, I think before a bowl was sent, everybody was talking about St George's. They were the team that everybody thought were going to be the ones to catch, and they've not disappointed. They've won every game so far, 4 out of 4, with a plus of 137. I think they're home green as well, big heavy green players. People go there expecting to send bowls, and they don't realise they're going to have to throw them quite as hard as they do, but they play it well, and they've got a good unit. They play well away. They've got some great players. I mean, Peter Farmer's one of the best players in the Midlands, as everybody knows. He's playing for them. Alan Paley and Mick Jones. They've got some very good players there. They're not disappointing. Kings Norton, whether out of the Birmingham teams, Kings Norton are going to be reckoned to be the one to watch, I don't know, but at the moment they've played 4-1-4. They're up there with a plus of 90. And at the moment, Moseley, Sutton Park and Woodfield B are the ones following, all with an away win in the bag as well. So, yes, St George's are the early pace setters, and I think they're going to be the ones to catch, from what I've gathered so far.
The new First Division is a fairly unique fixture format. Can you just explain to listeners how that works, Nick?
Yeah, well, we wanted to be in a position where every team was playing 9 matches at home and 9 matches away. And we've got 14 teams that wanted to sort of get into the division. We've got more teams than that, but obviously the reasons prevailing that we could only get 14 in. And Mel came up with a revolutionary idea where we had all 14 teams in the division, and they didn't play every team in the division. It was all drawn out of a hat as to who played who. So basically, you've got teams. You're not going to play every team in that division. It's just look at the draw. I mean, nobody knows who the best teams are at the start and who the worst ones are. You can only suppose on what you think they're going to be putting out onto the green on the night. But I think it's a good system. It's a catering for everybody. And at the end of the day, at the end of the season, the best teams will rise to the top. That's going to be the fact, and nobody can sort of argue with that, really.
I must say it does seem to have created a lot of interest among the new clubs, and I remember when Mel first mentioned to us on the committee about the proposed structure of Division 1, you know, it took a fair bit of sinking in about what was behind Mel's thinking, but it's actually quite innovative, which is something that I think our game desperately needs.
That was the word, innovative. I think we mentioned that in a few meetings. But yes, it was a bit of an eye-catcher, and I think when it was explained to me for the first time, I was a bit surprised, but when you get your teeth into it, it is a good idea, and I think that it is capturing people's imagination. I was only talking to Colin Hayward yesterday from Heath Hayes, and Heath Hayes are buzzing about the league. He says it's the best thing they've ever played in, and for a club like Heath Hayes to say that, you know, they may not be one of the front runners at the end of this. I don't really know, but I mean, you know, they're really, really excited about the league, so it's promising for us that teams like that are really looking forward to their Monday night bowling.
Yeah,
so.
Definitely. Moving to individual performances, who's currently leading sort of averages in each division, Nick?
Well, in the Premier Division, Mark Clayton and Stuart Bishop are the only two to have played 4 and won 4. I think everybody knows Clacker, a very good competitor, left-hander as well, which Mel and I know that left-handers are always the best, aren't they, Mel?
Yes, quite correct. Yeah.
And he's setting the standard so far in the Premier Division. Stuart Bishop, I said underrated on Wednesday night to Jimmy Parker. I don't know if that's the right thing to say, because I think Stuart Bishop's an excellent player, but somehow or other, Warwick and Worcester, you know, he gets overlooked by them, but I think he's a good performer, and I think he's a player to watch. When you go, they're the only 2 players in the Premier Division to have won all 4. When you move into Division 1, there's 10, which is the surprise. There's some players on there that we all know. Peter Withey from the Dell, Gavin Dunkley from Moseley, Neil Clark, Mark Rose, Jack Badham from Kings Norton, Ben Daly, Scott Harries, Dave Hayward, but the surprise one probably is Sue Dunkley, a lady bowler from Kings Norton, won 4 out of 4. Won very convincingly in her 4 games as well, and obviously doing a bit for ladies bowling, which I'm sure you'll be pleased
There's
about.
nothing wrong with ladies bowls, Nick, is there now? But yeah, I know Sue very well, a former Warwickshire County colleague of mine, and yeah, she's a good player, and she a bit like me, she plays the game not like a lady. She actually plays it as a player, and does very well. So yeah, it's good that she's got the record that she has.
Fair play to her. I mean, she's competing in a good league, and if she's winning her games, then you can say nothing more about it than that.
No, exactly. Yeah. Not only are the league's record secretary, Nick, but you're also the service director for the sponsors Summit Garage. Now in its 2nd season, are you pleased with how successful the league has been?
Definitely. I think the exposure that the league has given us in general, our name's mentioned everywhere when it's concerning this league, and it's fantastic. And you know, you couldn't get that kind of advertising in newspapers or anything like that. Every time the Monday Night League is mentioned, people are calling it the Summit League, which is it's humbling really in a way to sort of be mentioned like that all the time, but it's obviously catching on. People are enjoying their bowls. We're happy to be part of it. We've done our little bit, and hopefully the sponsorship and the partnership will be ongoing. We've got no reasons to sort of be disappointed with what we've had so far. So more power to it. I'm really, really pleased with it. So.
Yeah, I'm sure I speak for everybody who plays in the league, and also the committee, in thanking Summit Garage for their generous sponsorship of the league. Summit Garage have actually sponsored many events in the Midlands, and have been very, very proud stalwarts of Crown Green Bowls in the Midlands for many, many years, and that's testimony to Nick and brother John Newey, who I'm sure lots of people out there know, for their efforts in promoting the sport. And we'd just like to take the opportunity, Nick, to thank Summit Garage for sponsoring the league. And
not a problem.